Alright, hey everybody, Gundy here. I am here with my NHL 14 wish list video. I got a new video editing software that lets me record commentary so I don't have to do it live, which is a big help. So let's just jump right into it. They have already released some info for it. They're changing the physics engine, which is fantastic. They're changing the fighting engine, which I'm really looking forward to. I'll probably get in a lot more fights. The one-touch deeks, I'm not entirely sure what they are planning to do with that. If one of you guys wants to explain it, that'd be really cool. They're greatly improving the Be a Pro mode, which I'm really looking forward to. They're making it more like the NBA 2K series, which is the only reason I play that game, is because the My Career mode on that is fantastic, and I'm hoping this can live up to that bar. And then they're improving the True Performance skating engine. That's all right there. And then what I really like about what they're adding as well is they're adding online seasons, which is essentially what they have in FIFA for their online clubs and their Ultimate Team on FIFA. They're bringing into NHL. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's essentially you're in a division. You got to work your way up to the top division, and there's promotion and relegation. So if you don't do as well, you get sent down to a previous division, and you got to work your way back up again. So I really like that. But that's the info currently out. We'll move on to stuff that I'd like to see in the game. This is just my wish list. I've just written down. So if you guys, if I don't talk about something you guys were thinking about, feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, let's go. So starting with the gameplay, the superhuman goalies definitely need to be toned down. They're they're pretty ridiculous. Make them a mix between NHL 12 and NHL 13. They'll be perfect. The poke check needs to be toned down, especially. It's just very easy to spam and get be effective. So tone that down a little bit. And then the intimidation engine, I know it's in there. A lot of people know it's in there. A lot of people hate it. I guess I don't really notice it. But I'm fine with either toning that down or just getting it out completely. And then what I'd like to see is better penalty calling. I hardly ever see interference or goalie interference penalties, charging, boarding. Those are like the main four that I hardly ever see. So get those called with a greater frequency, and I'd be pretty happy. All right, and that's it for gameplay. I didn't really come up with a whole lot gameplay-wise, so we'll move on to the presentation. Get new commentators. 100% we need new commentators. I'm so sick of Bill Clement and Gary Thorne. I can say every line that they say in this game. I've heard it a million times since NHL '09. So please get new commentators. And then what I'd like to see personally on ice is add in one line judge, just to build on the realism of the game. They definitely don't need to add two refs and two line judges. That would clutter it even more. But I'd be fine with one more line judge. And then the actual stadium names for the NHL teams and most AHL teams should be the the right arena that they're in and the name of it. Like Chicago Stadium is not where the Blackhawks play. They play in United Center. So why isn't United Center in the game? That kind of thing. And then what I'd also like to see is more jersey options for all NHL and AHL teams. Every jersey that they've had in their history should be in the game, I think. Sure, for the Leafs and the Blackhawks, you got a lot of options, but that's just it. You have a lot of options. You won't see the same jerseys every time you play online. It won't get that stale, so that's what I'd like to see. And now we come to my biggest complaint is the creation zone needs a massive overhaul. More jersey options, more player faces, more colors, more team names to choose from. That's more places to pick from for your teams. Those are my main issues with it. It's been the same thing since like '08. So, and it helps with not only you making a team, but EASHL uses the creation zone to make their jerseys, and more options is better for the game, I think. And EASHL is a great mode that a lot of people play. And you also should be able to edit current players' contracts in the creation zone. I know you used to be able to not too long ago. I think in 12 you still were able to. I don't know why you can't in 13. So bring that back, and you also should be able to move draft picks in the player movement screen. So people that can't get the roster updates can keep the trades realistic. Instead of just moving the players, they can move draft picks along with them. And then we get to some licenses I think they should acquire. They should bring in the ECHL into the game. They should be here 100%. And then the other two are pretty expensive, but I think they should go ahead and do it. It'd make a lot of people happy. You get the KHL license, bringing that entire league with a lot of Russian players and whoever else is in the league in the game that a lot of people can't play with, like Radulov and I think, well, that's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. And the IIHF license lets you do the Olympics, the World Juniors, actual national team jerseys, and you could do those first two as an event in the game, and that'd be fantastic. So get those licenses; it'd be really great. And then we move on to the legends. I think 100% they should add in more legends. I know a lot of people were skeptical about it when they first announced it for NHL 12. And I know a lot of people were surprised that a lot of legends from 12 didn't make their way into 13. And I get that that's because of contract reasons that EA had with those legends. But what I'd like to see in 14 is all the legends from NHL 12 and NHL 13 brought into NHL 14 with a lot of new ones. And you need to have at least enough for one full team of legends, so it can actually be a legends team. And I'm talking 13 forwards, 7 defensemen, 3 goalies, minimum. So that's one full team for me. And then we move on to be a GM mode for the entry draft for the first round. For sure, should have the animations where you're in the arena, you have the LED draft board, you have the stage, and players get called up there to put on their jersey or whatever. Just hold it. So you have that. And then you bring back suspensions. I know they were in previous games, so bring those back. And then for all contracts, you have mid-season extensions for players on their last year, increased negotiation, and you're able to set the contract structure the way you want to. I know they have all those in NBA, so bring them to this one. On July 1st, I'd like to see a free agent frenzy event where a lot of the big names sign, and so you don't have to wait like a week to see where everybody signs. Better rookie progression. I know some rookies take forever to progress. It's kind of stupid. So, and then let the player hire their own staff for their team. Head coach, trainers, scouts, maybe assistant coaches. Start off with the head coach, though, for sure. And that'd be great. And then also, I think they should tone down the injuries a little bit. They're kind of ridiculous. You can play with them off, so that's usually what I do. I play with injuries on if I want a real challenge. But yeah, that should be a GM mode. So we'll GM connected then. What I think they should do is add the fantasy draft option. I have a feeling they're going to, but I want to make sure they do. And then also keep the random rosters option. Don't just let that go away just because you're adding a fantasy draft. Some people don't want to spend all their time doing a fantasy draft, so just keep the random rosters there. So you can pick one or the other. And then add in a 1 month schedule period. So you'll have 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, that kind of thing. And also what I'd like to see them bring back, just for people who want to do a quick league, not a lot put into it. Bring back the online leagues that they had in NHL 12 and just put it under Xbox Live like they used to. So yeah, and then we'll move on to Be a Pro. I know they're updating Be a Pro quite a bit, and I can't wait to see it. I'm hoping they add like the draft animation where you get drafted, and a better free agency so you can decline offers, that kind of thing. And then the EASHL, before a drop-in game, I think you should be able to pick your position and then go into it, and then get better servers for that game mode. I know a lot of people play it. A lot of people get frustrated that the servers are kind of crap. So up the servers for EASHL, and yeah. So I know they're adding the online season, so that'll be good for that one. Then we move on to my last and final topic, Ultimate Team, which is probably my most played mode. What I think they should do is, if you get a free pack, let you sell and quick sell free cards. So let's say I know somebody who got a Datsuk in a free pack. They can't sell that. They are stuck with it. So let them be able to sell free cards. Also, go back to the same ratings as players have in versus mode. In, like, for example, Ryan Suter in NHL 13 is an 88th overall in versus, but you go to Hut or Ultimate Team and he's an 85. What is that? None of that. Go back to ratings as every other mode, and it'd be better. Also, fix the stat tracking. I know there's a lot of stat tracking issues, so fix that. And then what I think they should make, they have the duration cards, but what I think they should do is make the contracts the new duration cards. So it ups the value of contracts again. You could throw a bunch of training on a junior player, give him an 80 game contract, and he's good to go for 80 games. He's up there. So it's in the middle of NHL 12 and 13 Ultimate Team. And then what I'd like to see is every week for the team of the week, first two lines NHL, guys, third line AHL and other leagues, and the fourth line juniors, and then the goalies and the defensemen thrown in there as well. And then the team of the year for Ultimate Team should be released after the season, during the first round of the playoffs, and the design on that card is different than the normal Stars of the Week. But yeah, so that's my wish list, and I will see you guys in the next video.